You're a rebel, getting into trouble. You are kinda like a fire, like a fire, like a fire. Unpredictable, so original. You are never backing down, backing down, backing down. That's what I like about you. So dangerous, I get this rush when I'm with you. I go all in to lose or win. Build things up to knock them down. It's the way we keep our high, moving like a hurricane. There will come a time for when we can wash away your sins, settle down, but until then, we're like a You're so different, kind of ignorant. You don't care what people say, people say, people say. I'm going crazy for you, baby. Don't know how you're making me feel this way. What can I say? That's what I like about you. So dangerous.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever you are watching in the world or on replay. For those who are new to the channel, I am Mommy Lala. All right. So this episode is actually one that we normally do on a monthly basis. But Victor and I just took a 2 month hiatus the past couple of months. So, and we are back, right? So I will be joined by our guest for today, Victor of Basic Networks and Streaming. So, just a little bit of a background. Yes, Victor is in IT. He specializes absolutely in basic, all right? So, basic networks and streaming. And for us creatives who would rather focus on, creating stuff rather than all the tech, right? So, most of the time are so lost, right? We do want to share the creations that we make, sometimes go on live or do videos on different platforms. But in my case, the reason why I actually do a lot of live streams is because I struggle with editing. I cannot do edits for the life of me. I don't know why, I've attended several classes already, but still it seems like, it's not like breathing or, it doesn't come naturally to me, right? So every time I would go into the class, I know, and then when I actually do the actual editing, it seems that everything is so alien again to me. So I never did edit until, I finally, went live with ECAMM, and slowly I learned how to, right? So, but a better person to teach us how to do all of these things, and who taught me as well, of course, Victor of Basic Networks and Streaming. So let's all welcome our birthday boy. Let's all greet Victor a happy birthday. Hi, Victor.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody, and thank you for the birthday wishes.
Yes.
Since yesterday, because you guys are in the future, so my phone blew up since yesterday, and I'm like, it's tomorrow, it's tomorrow. No, it's today in the Philippines.
Yes, we're ahead. We're in the future. And of course, we would like to thank Stan. Stan, thank you so much for that awesome, cartoon of happy birthday for Victor. Now you can even like laminate that, put that in a shop. That's from Stan, right? Awesome.
Oh, I already downloaded it to my computer, and I'm going to probably use it in our demonstration. I'm gonna put it on my screen.
There you go, right?
It should be on my computer, so I'm gonna pop it up.
Exactly. All right, so let's first say hi to everybody in the chat earlier on. First in the chat. Okay, Linda. Hi, Linda. Thank you, my dear friend, for coming in. And she's also saying hi to Sammy and I. And yes, it's an evening for her. Okay, we also have Eagle Makawile or Makawa. I'm not sure if you're Filipino, that's gonna be pronounced Makawile, right? But if you're from abroad, probably Makawile. Am I right? And then we have Raquel Moreno. Good morning po. Yes, and we have Laura. Laura, are you joining the same marathon that Adam is going to? I think it's today. So if you are, best wishes for you, my friend. I know you can finish it. It's just the time, right? So most of the time you want to finish faster. Yes. Happy birthday. Oh, you know what, Victor? Maybe she is a friend of yours. Because she says,
Ego.
okay, so and she's saying happy birthday to you. And of course we have Kendra.
Thank
Hi
you.
Kendra. Happy birthday, Victor. Thank you so much for the birthday greetings. And hello, Stuart. Good morning. Okay, I know Stuart and Laura probably is going live at this hour because every Sunday. I'm sorry, guys. Tama po. Okay, yeah. So, Filipino Makawili. Alright. So, sorry, Stuart and Laura, for maybe overlapping with your live for today because I'm going to go live every day for the whole month of August. Just for August, right? So, and then depending on my guests, the times will change. So sometimes it's morning, sometimes it's evening. Sorry, my friends, but promise, it's not gonna be like every Sunday, right? Okay.
So this time it's not 6 a.m. for me.
It's evening. Yes, because normally Victor, I have to wake Victor up. He will have to wake up like 5 a.m. in the morning on a weekend. So it's like I feel sorry for him. So I said, okay, Victor, it's your birthday. All right, so I won't wake you up early. So let's go live nighttime for you, and I'll be the one to wake up a little bit early. So I'm sorry, Stuart and Laura. Okay, but guys, if you have the time, please do watch them on their channel, Stuart Rivera's channel. Okay, so Victor. Okay, but just a reminder, guys, please, you can ask a question at any point and any time so that we can ask Victor. So our topic for today is like, how do you create a video without actually needing to to do edits? And for me, Victor, yeah, we know about this one. The reason why I didn't become a content creator earlier on, I'm now 50 plus, right? And I became a content creator. I was 49 or something, right? So it's because of the editing. I dislike editing. I didn't know how to edit. I didn't know how to use all those applications and programs. So when I found that I can actually go live and then do also videos from doing this, that is the one that made me become more consistent, right? So, and we are using ECAMM, right, Victor?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So now, if you do have questions, just put them in the chat. If you can put a Q column before it so I can easily see it and ask Victor. So without further ado, let's hear from Victor how he does things. Okay.
All right. So you're going to this one.
Yeah, you first.
Me first.
Okay.
So because Lala and myself, we use software, instead of doing a video and then you have to upload that video to editing software. And just like me, I know some things of technology. Editing is a totally different animal. and to have to cut a video and add transitions and add lower thirds and do all this stuff in software after you did the video, one, it's more complicated in my opinion, because now you're learning two pieces of software. You're trying to learn ECAMM, but then you're also learning whatever this software is that you're going to use for your editing. And if you think about it, let's say, for example, you record or go live, because you could do this for recording as well. You don't have to go live. Let's say you record or go live for an hour video. Well, that's already an hour. Now you're going to spend 1, 2, 3 hours, depending on how comfortable and how much editing you're going to do. By the time you're done, just to give you an example, I know some people that will start their project today and not upload for 2 days because they have to do all the editing and do all the cutting and do all this stuff. So it takes them almost 2 days before they could upload that video. Where me, and people think I'm crazy because I won't even cut it up like Lala does. I would literally set everything up in ECAMM in like 10, 15 minutes, record a video, and post it live within 30 minutes from start to finish. And that's because of the way we utilize ECAMM, which Lala's doing now with the transitioning and the lower thirds. But I'm going to show you from start, like all the way. Like we're going to build the entire ECAMM studio.
Yay. All right. So guys, without further ado, okay, he will show you the behind the scenes, how to actually do this. Okay. Everything is being done through ECAMM. Just to make sure that everybody knows, ECAMM is an app for live streamers, but you can actually use it for videos as well. So go ahead, Victor.
All right. So this is a completely new profile. If you look over here where my scenes are, you normally just have a default. Everything is blank. There is not one thing in here. So one of the things, and you could do this in different order, but one of the things I like to do is start with my cameras, and I have multiple cameras. So we're going to play with the cameras first. So I'm going to come over here and click on this plus. I'm going to create a new scene. I'm going to name it very basic. I'm just going to name it main. And then what I like to do is put my main computer in there, my main camera. Now, I recently found out this trick, Lala, and I like it. I was playing with it today. I didn't know you could even do this. I'm not that familiar with Mac. I bought a Mac just because of ECAMM, because I wanted to play with it. But you could literally just grab the camera from your switcher and just throw it in there.
Oh, I know that.
I didn't know this. I'm over here doing all this clicking and stuff. And then we got little lines. You can see the lines. So I'm centering it. And this is a personal preference. I lock it because I don't want to accidentally move it. If I grab it and move it, it moves the entire window. It doesn't take the camera out of place. Now, the next thing I like to do is customize the one scene. So what I mean by that is if I click on this little pencil here, there's certain little changes I could make. So one of them that I like to do is a border. I like my borders. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to add a motion because that's the one I like. I do a motion border. And this is already from a previous setup, so it remembers it. But you would just come here and pick your two different colors.
Okay.
And what it does is you can see it moving around.
Okay. Again,
You can see it
Victor,
moving around.
let's do it slowly. Okay. So borders normally are just static. So it's like you put it there, it doesn't move. So what you're doing now, you call it
This one
move.
right here. I'm gonna do just the color one. That's the static.
Oh, okay. So it's just basically
It's just
a border,
a basic color around your frame. Yes.
which you can also change colors, right? If you want.
Yes. So if you click on here, and it's probably gonna pop in my second window, so I'll move it over. You have your whole color palette wheel here. So let's say I didn't want it to be white. I kind of like the purple looking. And then you have your opacity. And this basically is like the transparency. So this is 100%. But let's say you just want it to be a little bit less transparent. You could move it around. You could change it a little bit. I normally, again, basic. I normally just leave it alone and I just pick the color. And then we're good to go. But now what ECAMM did, I think in one of their updates, they gave you more options.
Awesome.
So you have this one here, which I'm trying to read, granulate.
Yes.
I'm not even sure what that means.
You'll give
so
it
I think
texture.
that's 2 colors. Yeah. So I think with this one, you could do 2 colors, but it probably doesn't rotate. So it's more of a 2 color, but static.
Okay.
And it looks like there's a little, and we're doing this live. I'm playing with it live and teaching myself. There's a little icon here. So I think that's movable. Yeah. So I could customize where the color is. So if you notice, as I'm moving this around, the lighter color moves around. So if I want it to be on the bottom, I would just point it down. If I want it to be at the top and have more of the purple in the bottom, I just move it up. So you could see as I'm moving this around, it changes the position of the coloring. So this is very, very customizable to a point. Me, I like the motion.
All right.
I like it to just circle around and stuff.
Yeah.
And you notice there's a lot of options here. You got the border width, the corners. So if I start moving this around, the corners will get rounder. Here, let me, oh, I didn't set up my Stream Deck yet. We're going to do that a little later. And then if I go the opposite way, they get pointier. I don't know how clear you could see that with all the stuff on my screen. Let me see if I could clear the hide made Windows controls. There we go.
Okay, that's better. Okay.
That should be better. So if you look at my corners, they get rounder.
Yeah, nice.
And then they
right?
get sharper.
Yeah.
Yeah. So me, I normally pick between, I think, 10 and 30. I'm just going to put it right now on 20. So I got the border, and if you notice, the colors are circling around. So that's the effect I like. And I mean, there's so much stuff you could do here. Sometimes I might do this one called shadow, where you click on there, and then you could come here and also pick your different color. And if you notice, by doing that, all the way here in the bottom, you got like a little glow, a little highlight thing. I could make it go out a little further. So you could see that little glow on the bottom. So you could do a lot of customizing, but we're going to stop right there, because if not, the entire show is going to be me customizing this. Now, here's another thing we could do. I'm going to come over here to my overlays, and I'm going to click on the text button. That's the T. And again, a lot of stuff's going to go into my other screen, so I'm going to bring it over here. And let's just say I just want to do something basic like live.
Okay.
I'm just going to say we are live. And then we could pick a text color. I'm going to leave it white. Sometimes it might be nice to have a background. So we're going to click here where it says edit the background. I have it set for a color. I'm going to click on that. And let's say a light blue. I think that's, aqua. It's telling me the color right there. And again, you could play with things. We could play with the opacity, make it a little bit lighter. And then I'm going to hit add. And it's right here on the screen. And it looks too light to me, so I'm going to go back in there. And again, it's, where am I? Background. Here, I'm going to raise that back up because I want to make sure we could see it. So I'm just going to put it back to 100%. And then I could put this anywhere on my screen. Okay. So I'm going to put it over here on the left. And again, there's other things you could do here. You got this style where it says dynamic. Watch this. I'm going to change this. Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. Let's go here. Edit. I think it's here. Huh. Did they change this, Lala? Because, I don't play with this that often. I'm looking for like how to make it fly in. I thought that was here.
Oh, the flying in is for like scrolling tickers and stuff.
Oh, I thought it was regular text.
Oh, I guess I never used that one.
Unless I clicked on something different. Because the scrolling ticker's here. See, ECAMM updates every once in a while, and then Victor forgets how to use it because I don't do all the fancy stuff.
Yeah, I don't.
But I thought there was something that was flying in, but we'll figure it out with something else. So now,
hopefully one of our friends maybe what do you call it?
Maybe it's graphics I'm thinking of.
Okay.
So now I got this little live thing here, and here's the thing: we like to use Stream Decks, but even on the screen. Let's say I wanted to start, my live, and I don't want that up there right away. I just click on the little eyeball and it disappears. Now, let's say once you start talking and everything, and there was some message you wanted to pop up there, not just live, but like introducing your guest, like Lala did with me. Today we're gonna have a special guest, Mommy Lala, and then you click on it and it comes on your screen.
Mhm.
And then you could take it back down. So there's so many things you could play with. Again, with ECAMM, it's got so much to it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take that live and I'm going to move it up one. And what this is going to do is this is going to put it in every single scene. And I'm going to turn it back on.
All right. So maybe for those who don't understand, what does scene mean?
Since you guys are crafters and artists and everything, think of the scene as being your blank canvas, your starting point.
Mhm.
And once you set up your scene, which is normally just a main thing, like my scene is the actual camera.
Mhm.
But then when you build on top of that, when you start, like, let's say you're building your card, the scene would just be the blank card. And then you start adding your decorations to it, your stamps, all that is part of the overlays. It's what you're adding on top of it.
Mhm.
So scenes and overlays is what we're working with. Now, I have an option. I could just clone this and then just switch cameras, and that's what I'm going to do. So this button right here is just going to duplicate whatever I have highlighted already. I'm going to name it tail, because I like to name my scenes the actual cameras. And then all I'm going to do is change the camera itself. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to go to B, because that's how I have it set up. So now this is one of my other cameras, and I actually moved it to the back. So now you could see, the two screens and the lighting. So this is my background camera. But if you notice, because I duplicated it, all my borders, everything, even the live is there. Everything is exactly the same. The only difference is I changed the camera. And then if I want to have this exact same scene with every single camera, I just keep doing that. So I hit it again. I'm going to name this Logi.
Okay. So that's the
because
that
that's the
is-
Logitech. I'm going to be putting my Logitech camera. Now, I could instead of tail, I'm going to double click on that. I could have put BTS, behind the scenes.
Okay.
So main camera, behind the scenes, Logi, I'm putting because that's the actual name of the camera. And then when I go here, if you notice here in the boxes here, I actually have the cameras assigned. So that's camera A, B, C, D. So I'm just going to go here to C. And now this is my Logitech web camera.
Yeah. So in my case, guys, we use those names, camera A, B, C, D. It's for the cameras that we normally use. Let's say for crafters, you have an overhead cam, right? So that is your
Yeah.
secondary cam. So since it's always going to be used, so we assign a specific camera name for it. Now my question, Victor, can you actually, instead of camera A, can you rename that, or it's really just camera A?
For that particular list, it's going to be just camera A. And with your cameras, because your computer is naming them, not you.
Mm-hmm.
No, there's no way of changing it. So like right now, I'm going to go to camera D because I just created a new scene.
Mm-hmm.
So if I don't use D, I could actually go to the actual camera's name. So this is a Q8N 4K webcam. But you cannot control these names. This is your computer identifying the camera. What you control is what you name your scenes.
Okay.
You don't control the names of the cameras.
Got it. Thank you, Victor.
Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and add one more. This one's going to be a fancy one. So I got to get it ready first. Give me a second here. So Lala, if you want to talk for a second while I get this last one set up.
All right. So basically, hold on. Okay, so I'm going to stand up. I was sitting down. So now I'm standing up. So now you see, I've changed the way I go live simply because I realized that when I go live, it's bad for my blood circulation. So I started to stand up when I'm streaming. Okay, are you ready, Victor? Is it
Yeah,
coming back
yeah,
to you? All right, let's go back
yeah,
to Victor.
yeah. So based on what you're going to do, like your show or whatever, it doesn't have to be a camera. I want to make sure I show this to everyone
Mm-hmm.
because you could get fancy here. Okay. I'm basic, but this is what I consider a little fancy. So I'm going to do another one and I'm going to call this iPad because I'm actually bringing my iPad in wirelessly.
Okay.
And then we're going to come over here and then I'm going to change. Ooh, I put this as that. I want this to be, well, this is going to be the iPad. So we're going to go here and it came with a weird name, local host display.
Mm-hmm.
That's because that's the name the computer's giving it, but I know
Yeah.
it's the iPad.
Yeah.
But I also have it set up as E, and I have to
Right.
fix my last camera because I didn't do the letter. So this is my iPad, and I still have to fix it a little.
Yeah. Remember, guys,
But I
I
need
went
to
live
fix this
last
one.
night and I was drawing with Stan. So we both brought in our iPads. And that will
Oh,
be
is that
shown
how you
as-
guys did it? Yes. So I'm bringing in
Yes.
my iPad. Correct. Now, because the iPad has a strange shape, I don't use it under the 16 by 9
Mhm.
aspect ratio. I do custom.
Yes. Oh,
And
thank
then
you,
what I
Laura, for
do
subscribing.
is, what's that?
Laura just subscribed. It just
Oh.
showed up in the screen. Thank you.
Oh, okay. So now that it's on custom, I'm going to redirect this because if you notice, it's taller. I want you to see as much as possible.
Mm.
And as I make it bigger, I try to adjust it. So custom's a little tricky at first. Okay, this is the way I like it. So I'm going to move it over. And now we're going to get fancy with this scene. Now, again, I like to lock everything. So it's locked.
Okay.
But at the same time, I like to also have my face in there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hit this little camera. And again, all we're doing is preparing everything. We're setting everything up. I always recommend you do this for like any of your shows. Do all the prep work. And then you could add your guests and people and everything later. And then I'm just going to shrink this down. And because I don't want this to be any smaller and it looks like this is overlapping, I'm going to click on it, unlock it, move it over a little bit. So to me, I like this better. And then I'm going to lock these two. So now I could transition between any of these manually. I could set it up on a Stream Deck. You could do a bunch of other things automatically. But right now, this is how we're doing it. And then we have the iPad. Now, the reason I'm doing the iPad is because there's so much you could do if you're using something like this. One of my favorites is Keynotes. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Keynotes, and I already have like a little presentation here. I'm going to go to the first scene. I'm going to hit play. Now I have a presentation to show you. And I could just easily just tap on this and it's going to change.
It's coming
So
from your
all
iPad.
this is coming from my iPad. And all this is something you could do live like me and Lala's doing right now. You could do a recording. You could have your script and everything already and run through that whole thing and then just record it all. This is not something where you have to go into editing and add it. You know, what we're trying to show you is how you could use software similar to ECAMM and literally do everything at once, minimizing anything you have to do if possible. So this is a good amount of stuff that I threw up here. So now I have that. But you know, a lot of times when you're editing, people want to throw like something in the beginning. You want to have like that thumbnail style thing or that intro. That's where I normally go here to the default scene. And if I want, I could get rid of the live. There's a few things, but we're going to leave it there. So let's say you had something you wanted to put up there. So we're going to do this because I said I was going to use it.
Aww.
So we
Yes.
had the little picture I just threw in there. And again, it's a Mac. You could just drag and drop.
Mhm.
Now, let's say, for example, you either made, because I know some streamers that do this, they make or have made like an intro video. And you saw Lala do it. You saw Lala do it when we went live. I could drop a video in here. I'm trying to see if I have something on my screen where I don't have to dig for it, but I don't. Oh, wait, I might in this folder. Yep. So like, let's say I wanted to have like an intro video. I could go ahead and bring this down. You could literally just, no audio. If you do it this way, you could just drop a video right in there. And this is actually a video I did. This is a live I did yesterday. And all I did was drop it in there. So this could be like your intro video. It could be a static image. It could be pretty much anything you want to throw in there. So let me go ahead and clear this now. But we're going to go ahead and throw a picture in there. You know, we can move the picture around. You can put it where you want. And you could either do something like in Canva where you design something. Let me see if I have one for this one. I do not. I was going to say you could have, I'm pretty sure I have it in one of these other ways. Like you create your thumbnail. This is what I like to do recently. I create my thumbnail for my YouTube video, but I also throw it in here as like my default. That way, when I start the live, it's the same as my thumbnail. You could add text to this. You could add anything to this, but we're gonna, for this isn't a 6 hour live. We're gonna stop right there. So I got my intro, and then I got my scenes. Now, because I'm gonna do this all in one take, I want to make sure I have everything and anything. So I'm gonna add another scene here, keep it all nice and blank. And I'm just going to add like end. And then we're going to come here. Let's say we're going to do some text. And we'll be like, thanks.
Don't forget to
for
like
watching.
and subscribe.
There you go. Which you could just do like I'm doing now, where I'm just typing. I'm pretty sure I'm spelling stuff wrong because.
No, you're right. It's okay. It's correct. Because he doesn't have his glasses on. There you go.
There we go. And then we could throw this up here. You could do it one sentence at a time. I mean, there's so many different ways that you could customize this. I could have literally just did a blue background or whatever background I wanted and then put the lettering in there. I mean, it's up to you. The more creative you are, the more customization you could do with this. So I'm going to come back to the top. I'm going to see where it is, where I could bring back main screen stuff. Okay, so I want you to see this part, because this is where it's important with ECAMM. Because I know a lot of people are like, okay, well, I want to upload videos, but I don't want to go live. So in ECAMM, there's this drop down here. All I'm going to do is turn off streaming, and now it's only going to record. Okay? Another thing you could do is we are going to go here into the settings. And I know I'm showing you guys a lot, but I just want to show you guys.
I'm an artist and this is too much. Right?
You'll get used to it.
Yes, we'll get used to it. Yes.
And again, we're throwing a lot at you, but if you ever, like, let's say you have a Mac and you do decide to get ECAMM and stuff, you can always reach out. I'm going to be honest with all of you. I am looking for ideas. So if you guys were to ask me questions about anything, network, cameras, lighting, even if I don't know it, I might do some research. I might find it out. I will make a video about it.
Yes, that's how Victor is. Yeah.
I will literally make a video about it, and then you could watch the video. So like, let's say, I'm new to ECAMM. Can you just show me part A and B? I will literally just make a video for you for that.
Exactly. So this is just basically an overview, guys. So
yeah, this is an overview. So here's something that's real nice, and they're always improving. So here where I have listed recording, currently I have it set up to where I'm only recording the broadcast, like the finished product. But let's say, for example, to be on the safe side, I want separate recordings of some of the cameras. That way, maybe I want to do something different with it, create a short, do something. I don't want to have all that stuff all over the screen. All you do is I come here, I check this box, I tell it what microphone I want to use. I always want to use my best microphone, which is the one I'm using now. But now, not only am I going to get one recording that's the entire production with all the scene changing and all that, I'm going to get what's called an ISO recording, an isolated recording of just the one camera. Now the second camera, now the third camera. Just like Lala has me right now, if she checked this box right here, she's going to have another recording of just me. So if you do still want to maybe edit or do other things with the footage and you don't want to have all this stuff in there, you could come in here and actually check all these boxes. Now, keep in mind, checking all these boxes is going to provide separate videos depending on the quality of your video recording. Even though these are not going to be as high, you're going to have 5-6 videos, and if you're doing 2-3 hour long videos, you're going to eat up your hard drive space pretty quickly.
Let's stop here for a while, okay? So let's discuss this for a while, okay? So maybe the people, what is Victor doing? Okay, basically what Victor is showing us is this is a very awesome feature, guys, because normally, let's say we like repurposing content, right? So we don't want to I want to make a long form video, and then I have to make another short. And then I have to make a podcast. And then, we want to do all the things. But we don't want to create all of these things in different ways. So what Victor is basically showing us is that by creating just one like this, it will give us the files, right? Separate files for audio, separate files for video. So if you want only audio, you have it. If you want only video, you have it. If you want both audio and video, you also have it. So if you want to, repurpose it as a podcast, you get that file. If you want to repurpose it as a short, you also have that file. The thing is, if you don't have those separate files, when you eventually want to repurpose or edit, you really need to do major editing, right? So you need all of this editing software to be able to do that. But what Victor is showing us is if you have this, you actually get this through ECAMM, you don't need, because you already have those and you can already repurpose them so much easier. So basically that's it, guys. So if you do have questions, just, because Victor is so used to this, right? So we need to tell him. Yeah, so we need to tell him, Victor, you lost us. Slow down. Okay, so do ask questions because Victor is so good at this. When he's so good at it that sometimes it's like, Victor, can we move on? It's like, okay, I got it. Can we move? No, because he will really try to, make it as, strip it off to the bare bone, so to speak, so that it becomes really easy. Because when you're so good at the basics, so sometimes I think that's why we are not good at, building or creating things, because we are so used to, okay, fast. We never get, experts in the basic. We want to always go advanced. So that's how we fall. Right? So what Victor is showing us
foundation.
is foundation is very important. So basic is very important. So basically that's it. So that's why I had to just, come in to explain to you, because I'm coming in as a crafter creative, not as a tech. So I am putting out the issues that we as crafters, artists need. Okay, so we do need, we want to do the art. Imagine, I will create a card or a painting and then I make a short. I have to make another painting? That's crazy. Expensive as well and time consuming. But with this feature, you just do one video and you can do everything. You can turn it into a podcast, a short, a long form, a shorter long form, a bigger long, unlimited possibilities. Okay, I'm now sitting down again. Go ahead, Victor.
Okay. And I just read the comment and I'm sorry. I never wear my glasses, but my eyesight's not the greatest. Thames Art. perfect example. You mentioned the watermark and all your pieces and everything.
Mm-mm.
When it comes to video, I'm going to show you something now. Okay,
Yeah.
you ready?
Yes.
Because you just gave me an idea of leading into something new. So here's my little default scene with the happy birthday and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now watch what I'm gonna do. Okay. Now, because I deleted all my scenes for this, I actually have to dig around for it. So don't get confused with all the stuff that's going to pop up on the screen. It's just that I have external
he's trying to find
storage.
it, yeah.
I have NASs. I'm just trying to find the actual file that I'm looking for.
So guys, Tamzart is, while Victor is looking for his file, Tamzart is actually an artist. Okay, so she is part of Images by Gretchen, right? So if you have not checked out my dear friend Gretchen, hopefully she is going to be able to come in as one of my guests for CEDA in August. So they combine awesome storytelling with art. So if you have not checked out Images of Gretchen as well, please do so. And of course, Tamzart is part of that awesome community as well as I. Okay, but they are moderators together with Linda of, hard to pronounce, Les Chabot. Okay, I hope I pronounced that correctly. All right, go Victor.
Okay, so I don't see the one I was looking for, but just in the interest of time, I'm going to go ahead and use one of the ECAMM ones. So I have logos. I'm pretty sure everyone has their little custom logos and all that stuff. Lala actually took my logo and made some cups and T-shirts, and I'm sorry, Lala, I still haven't given anything away. I keep everything, but eventually I will.
You're waiting for your 10,000.
So going back to like the watermark thing, you could just take this and drop it right in there. Bam. So let's say this was your watermark with your custom name or something like that for any of your slides or your images. You could literally just throw this in there. And then there it is. Now, over here in the overlay section, watch how easy this is. Show in current scene, show in all scenes. I'm just going to drag it up to there. And that's it.
Okay, so
now
change scenes.
Watch this. Yeah. It's going to be in every single one. So whether you do a recording, whether you're doing a live, this will be in every single one. Now, what I like to do, and that's what another thing I was going to look for, my logo and my QR code. A lot of people like to be like, well, how do I find you? How can I find your socials? And then you're like, oh, let me drop a link. Let me do all this stuff. I could make a QR code that you scan it with your phone and it will take you to your website or your Facebook or wherever. And that's what I normally like. So if you go to my YouTube channel, most of my videos now, if you look, you might see a QR code on the screen or maybe just on that beginning page. That's for people to scan it and go to like my website and everything. So there's so many options, whether it's trying to do like a custom watermark. That way, when you go, even if I go to the iPad, where's my iPad? Oh, here it is. And I go and I start, going through the presentation. That's still going to be there. It's going to show every single scene, and that should help, like with what you were saying with like, oh wow, every time I put a picture I got to put a watermark, for every single slide. You could legit just throw it on there and boom, it's on every single scene.
Awesome. Okay, so
now from this
now?
point, so at this point, and I'm gonna show you guys. So I'm gonna go back to the recording, because since I'm not using this software like I normally do to come into Lala's show, I could do 100%. So I have it set. I'm going to show you this. I have it set to do the recording of the broadcast. So that's every transition, everything on my screen.
Everything that you're doing and showing, it's going to be recorded.
It's going to be recorded. Then it's going to give me a separate recording of my camera A and my camera B. So I got my settings down. And then hopefully the audio is not weird, because I noticed my audio is jumping down here. I thought I had it muted just in case, but if no one hears any weird audio, I'm going to leave it alone. And it's going to record all this primary mic, which is my mixer. So now I'm just going to hit record.
Okay.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait. I
So
forgot
he's
the most
going to
important
create a
thing.
video without editing. So what
Without
basically
editing.
Victor did is to prepare all the things that he wants to show in the video.
Yep.
Okay.
So now I'm going to do a short recording. Okay. So don't worry, is I'm not like talking to someone. I'm actually going to do this one take recording. Okay. Hello, everyone. Good morning. I just wanted to come on here and say thank you to everyone that has been wishing me a happy birthday. I appreciate everything everyone's been saying. And I just wanted to do this short video and then come on here and just play around. Because you know me, I like to play around. I like to do a little thing here and there. And I just wanted to show you something very quickly. So we're going to come over here and I'm going to show you a little demo here of Speedify that I did on my Mac M1, where I was sharing a bonded internet connection with my entire network.
All right.
And I'm going to finish it. And now I have it set up to where it's going to, and I like this new feature. I could name the file. That way, when I go looking for the file, it just doesn't say ECAMM recording.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say test stream Lala or something, just so I could know. Okay, done. It says right here, show file, and click on that. Here's the main folder. But if you notice, I have a separate audio track, camera A, where if I play this, now you all saw that, and I'm going to click on it. I was transitioning to different cameras and everything. So I'm going to click on this video, and you're going to notice this entire 51 seconds is just the one camera. There is no transitioning or anything. Just the one camera. Even if I fast forward it towards the end, just the one camera.
So you won't see the transitions that you actually
You won't see the
did.
transitioning. You won't see none of that stuff. That's what's called the ISO recording. Same thing with the second camera. When I started the video, it wasn't this camera.
Yes.
Audio and everything perfectly in synced, different camera. And then I have the actual production. So if I was to play this video, this is the entire thing with the transitions, the lower thirds, the graphics, everything. So even if I fast forward it, you're going to see flipping through the cameras. So the trick is to try. Not everyone's perfect. I mess up a lot too. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. To try to have everything set up and have everything like in your head of what you want to say, what you want to do. Now, obviously, a lot of you guys do like 3-hour lives. You're doing the whole card thing. That might be a little tricky. But if you're just being all natural, you're just doing your art, you could do this. You could legit do a 3-hour video with little to no editing by just doing what we just showed you. And again, we're using ECAMM. I'm pretty sure there's other software, other things you could use. It's just what we use. We use ECAMM. We use certain tools. You just need to know the tool you're going to use and the best way to utilize that tool. But we take it to the point where it's like, I already have ECAMM. I'm already paying for ECAMM. Why do I need editing software? Why do I need this other software, that software? I'm going to try to do anything and everything within ECAMM. And that's what I love about this company. You give them suggestions, and if they like it, they build it. They add it.
Yeah. I want to show that one. It's like one of, when I first started using ECAMM, you can only have 5 cameras. Okay. Like for example, I'll transition to this one. See, you see, I can have 4 different cameras in here. Okay, so I can have me, Victor, maybe another friend and another friend. So all of us have different cameras, okay? Or even I can even do like six. Oh, I didn't have it set up, right? So but the thing is, before it was only a maximum of five. So one of and for crafters and creatives, we want face cam and overhead cam, right? So the one pointing on our work, right? So we do want that. So if we only have like four or five cameras, so I can only bring in basically two guests, right? So what I did before was the other one for the fifth camera, everybody will be coming in from Zoom, right? And so I can just transition from Zoom and that the fifth one, everybody in Zoom will share. But the issue we had there was the audio. Okay, so once you are coming in from Zoom, bringing into ECAMM, I had issues with the audio. Sometimes there's feedback. Most of the time, there is no audio at all, right? So, but all of those things, of course, we took note and then we asked them, can we have more cameras? Can we? And then now we can even have up to 10. Again, but all of this eat up resources. So you also need to be, careful. I tried doing it. I was so excited. I brought in people. I brought in Victor and some of our other friends. On the eighth camera, my system crashed. Because
Yeah.
my system is
Yeah.
very basic. So also when we want more features, we also need to, make sure that we have all the our system can actually handle it. So again, Victor, so let's this time I'm gonna show you basically, Victor's demo is perfect for presentations. You're in corporate, you do a talking head thing, right? So it's, as Victor said, very basic, right? So, as crafters, creatives, Victor knows this already. We want to go over the top. We have to want the camera here, another camera in our gadget, another here, another there. And then we have this like, okay, who's the winner? We have a wheel of names. So we have all of this things set up. So basically, what I do is, it's not like a total 100% no editing. Okay, so what Victor said, so I will have everything set up. Okay, so let me show you this part. Okay, so I'll do this one, Victor, first. Okay, so let me change this to me. Okay, so what I will do is, okay, window. How do we do
And
that?
just to let
Live
everyone
demo.
know, that nice little device she's holding right there,
Yeah.
that's a Stream Deck. That is a nice tool. I have one too, but I didn't set it up because I deleted everything.
Yeah.
But that is a lifesaver right there. So that's just another piece to help you transition a lot easier,
Yes.
and you don't have to use a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah. So when like what Victor did already, right? So previously he already set up all the scenes. After we set up all the scenes, then we put it all here, right? In a way that makes sense to you. So in my case, I will always start left to right, top to bottom. So I will go like this, like that, like this, like that. Again, that's me. Okay, so if you want to do it this way, it's up to you where you want to put it. So like when I went live, so I did my, what do you call this? Countdown. So when I press this, guys, look, opening billboard, and then my solo. And this is me and Victor, right? So, and this is Victor's solo. This is Victor's demo. And this is me, right? So it's just everything is here already. And also that helps with when you are recording, it's faster, right? So it's a for my solo. Good day, everyone. Welcome again to Mommy Guide Inc. For this video, I'm going to show you, okay, a partnership between Cactus Card Challenge and our super sponsor for the day. And then I transition to the next scene. Right? So our super sponsor is Basic Networks and Streaming. Let's say Victor is a logo. All right. And then I proceed, right? So, okay. So for this video, okay. So here are the materials. Right? So and then I start doing everything. Okay. So most of the time, okay. So when you're doing this part for your demonstration, your art, at this point, I don't talk anymore. This is the part where it's the only thing that I actually, Victor, do edits for. Because again, as I told Victor, but when we let's say Tamara, when she creates a painting, it might take days, it might take hours, right? So in my case, when I make a card, if depends on how intricate the card is, it can take maybe 15-20 minutes to several hours. So I will just let it play, record, 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 record. And then when I put it onto, iMovie, okay, from Mac, iMovie is free, right? In all Mac, it's free. I don't need to buy any, editing app or what. It's free. I just put it in iMovie. And the only thing I basically do with the video that I recorded is to cut. Let's say I'm creating the card. People don't want to see us like painting the whole background, right? For like a minute. Okay, I'll just do seconds in the beginning and then go to the last. See, I basically, the only thing I do is cut, 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 cut. That's it. That's the only editing I need to do. But the transitions, all of these things, I've already set up when I was recording. So instead of editing for hours and hours, I can just, edit. So what I do is I do batch production, Victor. So what I do is when I do batch production, I will, let's say, for example, we have different hops for Canvas Card Challenge. I will prepare all of those cards for the different videos I'm going to make. Sometimes I do 8 to 10 videos. Okay. And then I will record the whole day. Okay. And then the next day, I will edit maybe several hours for all of those videos. That's how fast. Because the only thing I add is the voiceover and the cutting. Right? So the voiceover, that's basically it. But even the sound I already have in the recorded video. So that is that one. So let me see. Okay, guys, do you have questions so far? Okay. So what we're just showing you is that editing can be minimized or can even be absolutely removed if you want to, using something like ECAMM. I am not familiar with the other platforms, but absolutely on ECAMM, this is very possible. That is why, and on top of that, these videos can be repurposed onto a short. Maybe can you show them how to like make the vertical thing so that you would know where you're supposed
Oh
to
yeah,
put it?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So
So
what
if you want
I
to go
do,
back to my
yes.
yeah, if you want to go
So I
back to my
use this,
screen.
guys, so that when I record my video, eventually that's the same video I will use to repurpose into a short. But you have to know where to position your cards or your stuff so that when you do turn it into a short video, the actual footage will be there. Okay, Victor, for the demo.
All right. And while you were talking, I did find my logos and everything. So this is the QR code I was talking about. So if you scan this, and I already forgot where it takes you, but if you scan this, that will take you to, I think, either my website or the site that I have for links. And then this is what I was saying with the logo. So you could also consider this like the watermark or something like that. But now let's say, for example, I wanted to take that video I just made and I wanted to record that into a vertical format. That way I could upload it as, maybe a short or like for Instagram or for somewhere else. I like to create a completely new profile. So I'm going to go to new profile. I'm just going to leave it new profile because I'm going to delete it when we're done.
Oh, I was going to scan it. Okay.
Oh, you're going to scan the key.
Okay, later. Okay. I'm scanning it.
And then I'm going to go to source and do blank because I always like blank. Here's where people get confused with software. They think that, and I'm going to show you, they think that you just throw the camera up here and then you just set the camera to tall.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the camera. It's still going to record in wide. You have to go into the settings, and with ECAMM, I believe it's going to be here in streaming. It says here stream shape. I'm going to change this to tall. And you notice it's got the lines. So it's saying I could be anywhere within these two lines. So it's not just the camera. It's the actual settings you have to put to be this size for you could do a vertical video. Okay. But let's say I'm not going to do the camera. All right. Let's say the video I just made, I wanted to bring that in here. So I'm going to go here to recordings, show recordings. And then remember, I named it the test with Lala, because if you notice, all these are just going to have weird names.
Mhm.
So I'm going to click on here, and I'm going to click on the actual video that we made. So I'm going to throw that. Whoop, I'm going to throw that in there. And if you notice, it's doing the transitioning. It's doing all the things. Okay. But it's going to be the entire screen. You know what? I did this wrong, didn't I? It's got to be an overlay. You see, if I don't do something all the time, I forget how to do it. I think this is this. Hold on a second. No, that looks like it would be in the vertical settings. I think it worked. So if I was to record this right now, I would get another recording that should be tall. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this just to see real quick, just to make sure this is right in my head, because this is what you do. You test. Okay. You have to always test. So I'm going to move this back. I'm going to hit record, and I'm going to hit play. And we're just going to record a few seconds of this. As soon as I do my first transition, I'll stop the recording, and then we'll play it and make sure it's in vertical, because for some reason, I always want to test things and make sure. But the fact that it's tiny in the middle, I'm pretty sure it's right. Now, okay, there's the transition. So I'm going to hit finish and end. And I'm just going to type delete later. All right, show file. And if you notice, it came up as a vertical video. It's not wide. It's the vertical format. So I could legit record that entire thing in this and just post it as a short.
All right.
Because it's already in the vertical format. So there's different things you could do to play around with it. Even if it's just a camera I want to put up here, not a video, I could do another scene. You see how I brought in my camera? The camera's already in vertical. And if I want to switch it, I think I just drop a different camera in there. It's already in vertical. So you could do, and I think Lala's done this quite a bit. And sometimes I tell her, why do you keep doing it in vertical? And she's like, I want to change it up. I want to change it up.
Yeah.
Victor's not a fan of vertical. She knows that.
Yeah, that's why even though I want to do vertical today, I said, okay, Victor is going to make, and he's going to do a demo, right? So he needs a wide
Right.
screen. So I said, okay, go
Right.
into this one. Okay, because I'm trying to, tweak things up as well, trying to check which one goes better and stuff like that. So basically, that's how you can do the shorts as well. And then in my case, when I do repurpose, so when I make my videos, there is an option on ECAMM where you can show like where the vertical lines is. Okay, so that it will tell you where, if you want to repurpose this into a short, the image has to be within this, vertical frame.
The lines.
Right. But when you record, you don't see it. So that's why I cannot even show it, because you won't probably just exactly see it. But there's an option for that. And so when I do that, what I do is I basically just get the specific one I want. Okay. And then, okay, there's a little bit of editing in here. But if I want to make it into a short, like really short, like 6 to 8 seconds, 10 seconds, I will throw it into my phone. Okay. And edit that using the one I use. I use a Splice. It's called Splice. And I turn that into a short video and then just add captions. Okay.
And I
then
noticed
that's my process.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I noticed that a lot of people seem to be more comfortable using their phone. And they even have iMovie for phone. Not that I'm promoting iMovie, but I remember
I didn't know.
years ago, because a lot of people don't realize this. I just recently started the Basic NAS channel. It's about 3 years old. But my Sean Victor channel goes back to like 2006. So it's over 15 years old. And I used to use my phone, my iPad. I used to use anything I could get my hands on to record events, record things, try to edit it a little bit. But even the video that I was showing you guys, you could easily, especially since I have an iPhone and Mac, I could easily send that video to my iPhone
Mhm.
and just upload it from my iPhone to YouTube as a short. YouTube would automatically chop it, and you just gotta like move the video and try to position it. I just don't know if you could like do the whole video like I did. But let's say you did a video where it just had like dead space, like when I'm in my widescreen form,
Mhm.
I could set it up to where it's just staying in the center, and I could just upload it right from my phone. So I mean, there's so many, and that's what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
There's
Another
so
one,
many
Victor.
options out there.
Another one. Okay. I created this live stream, right? For example, I did a solo one, right?
And just keep in mind, you're in demo mode, so everyone sees your entire screen. They don't see
Sorry,
us yet.
guys. Okay, I wanted to do the demo. Oh, yeah. So now you see what is like behind the scenes, right? Okay. So normally
Yeah.
we use this if we want to show how we do things, right? So there you go.
Yeah.
So what I do is, okay, the video is already up. Okay, so for those who have YouTube channels, you do understand this, right? It becomes a video on demand or a VOD, right? So when it becomes a video, sorry. So when it becomes a video on demand, okay, so there is that word remix at the bottom of,
Oh yeah.
right? So there's a remix. And since when I was recording or going live, what I do is I put in that, vertical line. Okay, it's in the options, and then show vertical safe zone, right? So I will now know where that vertical zone is. So when
And
I'm
we
already,
will too.
yes.
You got to do demo mode
So, okay. Yes.
for they
so,
can see the lines.
okay.
Yeah.
Can they see it in demo mode?
In demo mode, I think we can see it. So
can see
it's not
You see
actual
that?
lines, but if you notice, it's darker
middle?
on the left and the right, and in the middle, it's like a brighter,
Okay.
light, more light colored.
Correct.
That's the zone. So
when
you just gotta line yourself up.
All right. So when I'm doing a video, you see that? That's my keyboard. So now when I'm live and this is on, so I make sure that when I am doing my live, that my card making, everything that I'm doing, I try to be in this zone.
Yep.
Right? So that when even like the mommy guide like that, my name, okay? So normally because this one is not really intended to be for to turn into a shorts, but normally if it is, I'm even gonna put it there, right? So that when I repurpose it directly from YouTube, you can just choose wherever, and now this becomes in shorts. I can just choose between 6 seconds to 15-second clips on my video on demand and turn it into a short. Okay, so repurposing is now very easy. So like a lot of crafters, they still want to watch on the big screen, on the TV, right? And so they want like the usual format, right? But then for the shorts, you want to create shorts as well. So this is how we do it. Right? This is how I do it basically, so that I'm able
Yeah.
to do that. That's another option that you can, right? So that you don't need to do a lot of editing. As I said, editing is the bane of my creator journey. All right, if only I don't need to edit, but being part of design teams, I do need to learn how to edit because it can't go live all the time. People are not willing to watch, you go live hours and hours, or even, even for minutes. So normally, a hops would be between like 6 to 10 minutes maximum, sometimes even shorter. So for that, editing is required, but I try to make it as basic as possible. As I said, Victor, right? Just cut. All the transitions, everything has to be already like, there.
And here's another trick, and I use this for when I'm doing videos like for work, like I'm trying to do like a training video. And when you're dealing with technology, especially when you're dealing with like trying to show something on a laptop and you got to run updates, and updates could take 5, 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. There's two different options. The one I like to do is I actually just pause the recording. I pause the recording, wait until the updates are done, And then I start the recording again from that point, and then I just keep going. So some people think I'm actually like cutting it out. Like I did a whole 3-hour video and I made it 1 hour. Now I just pause it, go get breakfast, get lunch, whatever, just sit here, relax, watch YouTube. And then once I see everything's done, I'll go back to it and then unpause. Or you could actually stop the video and then just piece them together. There's so many options.
Yeah.
But I don't use editing software and do all that stuff. That's too much.
So there, it's like we have shown you different options that you can. Again, this is with the use of ECAMM. Okay, it's not as if you can do this, directly from YouTube or anything. Okay, this you do need ECAMM for this. I know there could be other options, but what I'm showing
Yeah.
you is basically what I'm familiar with. And if you have been following me, that is, and you've seen my videos, right? My edited videos, you would see that I even have the same overlays, right? And because this is how I do my videos, it's like going live. I do very minimal editing because number one, for two things. I don't have the expertise to create those, really heavy editing. Number two, I don't have time.
The
Right?
time is
I don't have
huge.
enough time, right?
The
So,
time is huge. The time is huge. The amount of time, like I said, from start to finish. And again, I don't claim any of my videos are professional looking or anything,
mhm.
but on an average, all my videos, except for just me rambling for an hour or whatever, but all my videos are legit from start to finish within an hour or so. So if I'm doing a 20-minute video or 30-minute video, by the time I'm done recording it, it's pretty much uploaded. All I do is upload it, go on YouTube. Now I got to think of what am I going to put as a title? What am I going to put in my description?
Exactly.
I even try to automate that as much as possible, for I don't even have to spend time adding all my tags and all that stuff. So it's a time saver. It's a
Yeah.
huge time.
Yes. So I'm sharing this with you, and I've asked Victor to come in to help me with this, is because one of the things that has kept me from, becoming a content creator on the crafty side of things is because of editing. So I hope that if that is also the reason why you are not able to share your awesome creations, so there is a way. So, and I am like a living, breathing example of really, and Victor knows my journey. I am from zero. That's why we have this like saying that if Mommy Lala can do it,
Could do it.
everybody can do it. I kid you not, because it's like when you tell me to do this, it's like I'll give you a blank stare. Because like, yeah, okay, click on that. Which one? How do I click on it? Right? So as in really, I am so lost with everything. But now you can see I've been going live. I do videos using this. So it just took a while, and I did create a lot of mistakes, right? So I've done a lot, and I think that's how you
learn.
learn, because
That's how
my
you learn.
process may not be your process, right? So maybe this is how I want things, but you want a different one. So you take the basic and you roll with it. Oh, I can do this. Oh, I can do that. You will make a lot of mistake, and that is fine. Just like paper crafting, it's just paper. If you're painting, it's just paint. Right? So just have that kind of mindset. But promise, if everything for me has to be dummy proof, you really have to have that with me, because I can, like, I tell you, Victor has experienced this. When you tell me to do something, you have to really like talk to me like I'm a first grader kind of thing when it comes to tech, right? So that's how like zero I am with tech. But now if you would see, the setup I have, I don't think this is very basic anymore. And I've learned that through the process of learning. And when you say learning, you make mistakes. But then we have friends like Victor, right? Victor has been played a very big part in where I am at this point in my content creation journey. And I would never have been able to do, my craft getaway last Feb without him. Because basically he took over all the tech, and I just focus on hosting and doing all the crafts. Right?
Now,
Because
now
yeah.
speaking of the event, you have
Mm-hmm.
that coming up again
Yes.
next year, and I'm gonna try to my best to come out again. But again, ECAMM made so many changes and advancements. You might not even need my help. I'll still be there. But I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
probably be, enjoying myself, having some pina coladas and everything a little bit more. Because
Yes.
ECAMM is gonna make the whole Zoom
Yes.
ECAMM
Yeah. Because
collab
that
a lot
Zoom
easier.
thing made our head ache. Okay. Quite a bit. Okay. But still, Victor was there. He was able to do everything at, you wouldn't know the stress that both of us were in when we had that. But then again,
But you could
actually,
tell.
this.
You could tell the stress. I
So
mean,
actually, moving forward, Victor, as I said, for CEDA, for all my channel members, I will give you the opportunity to join us crafting with us live. You will come into Zoom because I know a lot of people don't want to show their faces, don't want to come into ECAM, but you are very familiar with Zoom. And if you want to just showcase what you're working on and ask questions, we'll just show whatever it is, or even just your voice if you don't even want to have your face or overhead shown. But you can interact with us, not just in the chat. I can bring you in from Zoom, right? So that is an option and a benefit I will give to all my channel members here on YouTube moving forward. So you just need to message me and tell me, okay, I want to be part of that Zoom because I can give you the Zoom link for that one. Okay, with that, Victor, can you please show that, what do you call that? QR
no,
code
the
again?
QR code. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I still have it up.
Okay, so can you put that up again?
And I'm gonna scan it myself because I already forgot
Okay.
where it goes.
All right. So because we want to see where it actually goes. Can you guys check it out with us? All right. It says website QR code. So when that pops in, then you get to go to BasicNAS.live. You will be directed to this. Okay. So www.basicnas.com. And that is where you will get all the links to all of Victor's socials, right? His website, his
So
YouTube
yeah.
channel, everything. But that is what his logo or avatar is on his YouTube channel. He is Basic Networks and Streaming, right? So if you do have questions, suggestions, comments, whatever, okay, you can head on to his channel and look at the videos. If you don't see a video there that you are looking for, go back to that QR code or go back to this one, his website, basicnas.com, and you can message him over there. And he answers. Don't worry, he is so on it or on point. Or maybe when he is live, hop on onto the chat and Victor, I have a question. All right. So,
which I'm
and
doing,
yeah.
a little more often. Just out of the blue, I'll just. I need to get better. Lala keeps telling me
Mhm.
I need to schedule. I just go live.
Yeah.
I just go live. But I did scan the QR code, and just to let you
Mhm.
know, it did go to the actual website where I like
Yes.
to just play around. But if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you're gonna see two links. One is gonna say social and affiliate links. So if you click
Uh-huh.
on that, that'll show you my whatever I put up there, the Facebook.
Mm.
There's a couple things like if you buy from Amazon where I'll get a small, it doesn't affect what you pay, but I get a little
Yeah.
commission. But then there's another one underneath that says submit question form.
Mm.
So if you click on that and just answer some questions, put some information in there, and you submit it, that actually comes to me in an email and in a document form, and I can look at it and everything. And because it comes to me in an email, I could reply to you
Mhm.
to your email or something like that. I haven't tested it because I just keep
Yeah.
playing, but it's
Okay,
on there.
by the way, guys, so this collaboration of ours, I've really asked Victor to come in specifically for, again, my intent was I am looking always at myself as the basis for things. Again, I would have been on YouTube longer if I had known how to do this, but because in the beginning, right? So there were very few live streams, right? Live stream was just a couple of years ago, about 3-4 years ago, that it really started
Oh,
on YouTube, right?
you
No,
you'd
the
be
big time,
surprised.
right? Like being pushed, right?
You'd be
So
surprised.
most of the time,
I I Yeah,
yeah,
I
it was
did
all.
live. I did live like 15 years
Yeah,
ago.
but not on
Live streaming's
YouTube,
been around, but not
right?
YouTube.
Yeah, yeah,
Right,
not
not
YouTube. We're
YouTube.
talking about YouTube,
Yeah,
right? So,
yeah.
everything was supposed to be edited video, so I couldn't, right? So now, if I had known all of these things earlier on the basics, I would have been able to do this earlier, right? And Victor and I actually have a lot of videos, okay? So on my channel, I do have like the podcast, okay? And there is a portion there for tech, for creatives. That is where you will find all the live streams, all the video on demand now turned into video on demand videos of me and Victor. Of course, me just hosting, Victor teaching everything. All right, about how you do all the basics like cameras, platforms from StreamYard to OBS to ECAMM, as much as, what we can. Okay, so whatever you ask for, Victor and I, will discuss it and show you how you want to do it. Now, if because we only do this once a month on my channel, so if you have something that is a pressing matter you really need help with, okay, again, head on to BasicNas.com, right? So that's the best way to actually, get in touch with Victor. And he shows a lot of those things. Again, those are just options. You don't need to buy them. You don't need to use them. Just check it out. And then eventually, if you feel that, that's fine, I think fits me, then if you are going to buy it, you can help Victor so that he can help us continuously, that he can do this continuously, right? By hitting on that affiliate link, because he will get a little bit of a commission, at actually very small one, right? But it does help the channel, right? It's no add-on to any of us. So with that, okay, what is coming up for you, Victor, before we go?
Not too much, because I need to take a step back. I'm 52 now, so next is
Happy birthday.
worry about financing and health, and I'm still gonna do videos here and there, but no more like new gear. I mean, there's so much
Yeah.
stuff I want to buy, but I gotta stop.
All right. There
I
you
gotta
go.
stop.
There you go. Maybe now we need to like tell Victor, okay, ask more questions about the gears that he already has. Right? So it's the
Yeah.
same thing with us, Victor. So we have what we call no buy month, no buy week. Okay. Maybe for you it's a no buy year. Okay, because you've been
Couple
bought-
years.
yes, couple of years, right?
Yeah.
Again,
my
thank you
my
so-
plan
Yes.
plan is to work my way to the Philippines. So eventually I could
Mhm.
retire and just live in the Philippines, and then Lala will be closer.
Yeah, right. So whenever we can even have him, with us in all our future events. Okay, Victor, thank you so much. With that, guys, please don't forget to hit the like button. And if you are coming in for the first time, and this is the first time you're seeing me or Victor or anybody in the chat, I would highly, suggest that you check us all out. And if you like what you see, that you follow us or subscribe to us. And again, I'm doing craft every day in August, so you will definitely see me tomorrow. So tomorrow, it probably is gonna be me with my kids. We will be crafting together. All right. So I'll try to put up the schedule for the whole month of August as much as I can, right? So that you can like schedule also. I do know that you guys are very busy as well. All right. So with that, thank you so much for joining me. And Victor now doesn't want to work. Okay, there you go. Okay, it's
There
just
we go.
delayed. All right, thank you so much again for joining us, and see you tomorrow for another Craft Everyday in August.
Baby,